Tell me a little bit about Telia. What was she like? Who was she as a person?
Telia was very full of life. She was very happy and joyful, and she was a hard worker. She was a little bougie. We keep saying that she was a little bougie. She was a little bougie. She wasn't afraid to break a nail and go out and do the things that she loved to do and be very active. She was very, actually, we were just talking about how active she was with fitness. She was very into working out and keeping her fitness up.
In judging off of some of the photos that I did see on the Facebook page, JROTC
Wrestling, band, anything that she could be involved in, she was involved.
So I'm sure she had a lot of friends.
She had a ton of friends. She was very well liked by everybody as far as I can tell. And it was very easy for her to make friends. She would just smile at you and you'd be like, oh, she had a very inviting, warm smile.
So how old was she when she got pregnant? Was she 26?
I'm guessing she was 25.
25, okay. So talk to me about you guys finding out, because it was a surprise, right? Like, talk to me about finding out that she was pregnant.
When she was younger, she wasn't expecting to have children. She didn't want kids. She wanted to live life and go out and do all the things. She had big plans. And then she got pregnant and she was so excited. It changed her completely. It was no longer about herself anymore. It was all about Levi. And she did all of the research trying to figure out how to be the best mom that she could be for him, and what she should do to take care of him, and was everything, what's the best for Levi. And so that's what she did.
How did that change or continue when he was here?
She was very doting. She didn't like to leave him with people because nobody can take care of Levi as well as I can, you know. She always running around with the baby on her hip, you know. I always have the baby with her, and oh, he needs clean clothes. He got a little spit up right here. Let me just change him right now. So she was like that. We were very proud of Telia. Who knew that she was going to turn into such a great mom? It changed her. She turned into a fantastic mom. We were proud of her before. She went out, and anything that she set her mind to accomplish, she did it. I was telling my sister, you know, she's just a pint-sized powerhouse. She was just a go-getter, and she excelled at everything that she did.
What was the bond like between her and Levi? What was it like seeing them together? Was it clear that
she adored him? She adored him, and he adored her. And even now, little sad tale about Levi, they had a picture blown up of her to put in my sister's house. And when Levi saw it, he lunged forward to grab that picture. Of course, everybody cried. I mean, you know, he struggles some with her not here. He's having problems sleeping because it's not my mom. This isn't the way that mom does it, you know. So they're having some stuff like that.
Oh, it hurts. So give me the background, as I've already asked you, with Elijah. How long had they been together? And you guys said that there were some signs.
Yes. They had been together about 2 years. They had been together. He had a prior conviction for some domestic violence stuff. It sounds like he kind of played that off, like it was not a big deal. I don't think that Telia knew the extent. We had another incident an incident with him in, I believe it was November, where the police were called out, and he was charged with assault, and he was arrested, obviously, and had some problems with his probation, a violation of probation because of it, that they were trying to work through. There were signs. There was other things too, but yeah, I mean, whenever you have a conviction, you should probably run far, far away, right?
And you say that, but there is a reason why she didn't, right? What was the reason?
She wanted to stay with him and keep her family together for the sake of Levi. She didn't want him to come from a broken home. Her parents were a very good example for her of a home that was stable. They have been married for over 26 years, and she wanted that for Levi. She wanted a home.
And I'm sure you knew around the time when all of it was going down what had happened. Does that kind of eat you guys up that you didn't push harder for her to maybe get out?
I mean, no, it doesn't. So There was nothing that we could have possibly said to her. We told her, hey, if you're having these kind of issues, it's not going to get better. You can come and stay with me. We'll help you take care of the baby. You can go and stay with your mom. We've got a large family, and any one of us would have taken her and the baby on. She never would have had to worry about, am I going to be able to provide for the baby? Because every single one of us would have been there for her as much as we could be. But that's not what she wanted. She wanted to settle down. She wanted to have her family, and she wanted to Levi to grow up in a good and strong and stable home. So unfortunately, in this particular case, I just don't think that there was anything. I mean, none of us thought that he was going to kill her. But even so, I don't think there was anything we could have done.
She stopped responding. You hadn't heard from her since Sunday, the Sunday before. Although you didn't think that he would kill her, did that make family members become concerned pretty quickly that, hey, we're not hearing from her?
I didn't know that we weren't hearing from her until Wednesday. That's when my sister told me Talia's missing. He had purposely obstructed access to her. He was sending text messages from her phone. So we didn't know. We didn't know until we basically were like, where is she? Where is she? And we couldn't get an answer, so we got the police involved.
You guys get into the apartment, find her. Where's the baby? That's what you're thinking.
Yes.
You find the baby's with his parents, apparently. You guys went to go get the baby. Were you thinking at that point you had all the answers? You knew exactly what happened after they said that the baby's over here, he's missing? Was it pretty easy to see?
When she told me that Telia had been missing and she gave me the briefest of details, unfortunately, I already knew. I've been around this kind of stuff, and so I was rushing from my home to come and support my sister while we waited for the police to get into the apartment. When they went into the apartment, of course, you've got missing persons who go in first. So they saw that she was deceased and they had to leave. So they couldn't even tell us if the baby was in there or not. And I mean, if you're willing to kill one person, so then it turned into, where's Levi? Where did the baby go? And so it was a couple of hours of waiting, and they said, don't leave until we get you that answer. We will find out tonight where the baby is. And that was when we got the fortuitous phone call from his family saying, where's Telia?
You guys are raising money right now. What is the money for?
We're raising money for the funeral. I'm sure everybody knows funerals are exorbitant. We also need to raise money for the legal fees. We've already had to get a lawyer to help get custody of Levi, just temporary custody, to get a temporary restraining order against his father because he's not safe. We're going to have to also continue with legal stuff. As far as we're going to have to get paperwork done so we can actually enter her apartment to receive his items. Levi has his stuff there. And that's why we actually have been doing a drive for baby items because we can't get his things out of the apartment. So we got to pay to get that done. We need to pay for the legal like adoptions and stuff like that kind of stuff that's going to come up pretty quick here, or well, who knows? It's the government, but
right. You're trying to move on it.
Yeah, we're trying to get things going to make sure that Levi's safe. That's really what it is the legal fees. All of it's going towards keeping Levi safe.
And you mentioned keeping Levi safe and the fact that he's had some issues since, his mom's not here. Right. But what does it make you think when you think about, Levi must have been there. I don't
want to think about that. That's horrible. He'll never remember it. He's 6 months old. But just knowing that he was there in the room, or when his mom died, like what kind of horrible thinking is that to do that? I can't think about that.
Can't go there. It's sick. How are you planning on keeping his mother's memory alive. We talked about it earlier. Nothing is going to compare.
We'll only ever be able to tell him about what we remember of him. He'll never know his mother's care. And I don't know how that impacts a child, because my mom was there, you know. We're going to do the best that we can to love him and to let him know his mother from our eyes, but it's a completely different thing to know a mother and a mother's love, and he'll not have that.
The message, the takeaway, what do you want people to know?
There's nothing worth your life. If somebody's hurting you, they're not going to change. Don't believe the lie and leave. You need to leave. Reach out. There's always somebody who's willing to help. You're not alone.